Yo, Ziggy here, bringing you a Modern Warfare 3 TDM on the map Liberation. Of course, this is that map that I just don't like. Now, this is the second time I played this map. First time I rage quit, but here's a little clip of it, so you see how big it is. It's a huge map, and I played it a couple more times, and the more I play it, the more I've seen different styles of players starting to play. So the good thing is, it looks like eventually, all the camping should at least be manageable, and everybody would figure out the routes of the maps and the spawn system. It won't be such a problem on some parts of the map, and everything should be fine and dandy later on. So there is hope. Gradually I've been improving myself on this map, and also I've seen other players really starting to move around, so that's a good piece of what's happening with new maps. Everybody gets learning, so whatever. But I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay, because the gameplay itself is not that good. So it's just there. It's a map for Liberation. Everybody wants to see it. I'm going to try to bring more gameplays of it, so that, because I know a lot of people don't have Elite Service, so they want to look at these maps and they want to know a feel of it. So I'm probably going to make a map review, and just have everybody kind of or walk around and show you stuff and things like that. I know there's probably videos out there that do that stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna do it, because you know why? Because I have a channel. I'm gonna do something, so I gotta do something, right, for you guys. This is for you guys. But what I really wanted to talk about, though, it seems to be a hot topic right now, is the Xbox 720 and the specs that came out apparently, and the PlayStation 4 and lack of information for the PlayStation 4. So let's start with the Xbox 720, because that's the hot topic right now. You've probably got a lot of videos in your sub boxes about the Xbox 720 already. Specifically, IGN came out with the article about its graphics processor, and apparently this processor is supposed to be 6 times more powerful than the current 360, which obviously it should be. The Xbox 360 came out in 2005, so pretty sure after so many years, 7 years, it's been that there's going to be a better processor out there. Just think about your computer, for instance. My old laptop, now I just got a new laptop. My old laptop wasn't even an i3. I mean, it was older than that, so it was Intel regular. So technology is obviously advanced, and things get improved. So it's only natural that the Xbox is gonna, or Microsoft is gonna have something better in the future. So I don't really see this as a big wow. Like a lot of people say, oh wow, 6 times faster. I mean, it's been pretty good. They were high tech, enough to where they have it the way it is. If PlayStation 3 came out 1 year later, right, November of 2006, and that one had a little bit better specs, but if you look at the gameplays or the graphics or how technology has changed, it looks about the same to me. Yeah, there's gonna be minor changes or minor differences in certain video quality, obviously, like the Blu-ray player, which that's also confirmed that Xbox is gonna have Blu-ray and things like that. But overall, it's not that huge of a difference to the eye. Now, of course, you're gonna have a lot of people that will say, yo, this is what you need, and things like that. And obviously Microsoft has a lot of people that are gonna be thinking about that stuff in the future as well. So it is good that they're gonna have a better graphics card. Apparently it's 20 times better than, or performance-wise, greater performance than the Wii U, which we shouldn't be surprised. Nintendo has its own strategy. They're not the ones that's always been about the graphics ever since, I would say, the 64. I think they've learned their lesson in regards to being the ones that are initiative of the graphics piece, because while the 64 was highly successful, it brought, I think, the reality that keeping up with the technology to be the best is going to be very expensive. So I think Nintendo realized that their base is going to be about their games more than the hardware itself. So I'm not surprised that the Xbox is going to be 20 times better than the Wii U, because I come to expect that Nintendo has its goals differently than what Xbox and PlayStation has. Now, the interesting thing, though, is PlayStation 4 in particular. So the president of the deputy president of Sony, Kazuhiro, I think is how you say his name, Hirai. I'm not sure how to say it. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But he came out and said earlier this year that the PS3 will have a 10-year life cycle. So he was pretty much trying to diffuse any rumors that the PlayStation 4 was going to come out around the same time as the Xbox 720. So I did see a couple of videos where people were already questioning, has Sony lost their mind? Now let's take a step back here. Pretty much what he's saying is that the PlayStation 3 is going to have a 10-year life cycle. When PlayStation 3 came out, PlayStation 2 continued to sell well beyond PlayStation 3. So I want to say even in the first 2 years, PlayStation 2 was still outselling the PS3. So shouldn't be a shock for anybody to think that the PlayStation 3 isn't going to keep selling for that long, because what happens is you're going to have a PlayStation 4 eventually. He's not saying that it's not going to be a PlayStation 4 until 2016. What he's saying is that the PS3 is going to last that long, and I think the reason why it's going to last that long is because you're going to have a lot of people realize that these new systems that are going to come out, whether it's the Xbox 720 in 2013 or the Wii U, later this year, next year, is that it's going to be pretty expensive. And what happens is that you're going to have a lot of people that do jump to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox 720, and then you're going to have the people that they couldn't afford it, so then they're going to have to settle. And unfortunately for them, they're going to have to settle for the Xbox 360 or for the PlayStation 3, and that's going to be that cycle that he's talking about to keep it going. So the PlayStation 3, they've invested, both Microsoft and Sony have invested a lot in trying to reinvent the same system. If you noticed back then, when PlayStation first came out, and then PlayStation 2, they quickly made PlayStation 3. I think it was like 5 years in between, or maybe even 3 or 4. Same with the Xbox. Xbox came out in 2001. 360 came out in 2005. So that's only 4 years old, and now it's already been 7 years. But the reason why is because these two systems cost a lot of money. Sony is still trying to recover from the costs of the Blu-ray and things like that they put in their system, the graphic card and everything. So they're learning from each other, what not to do or what to do. So Sony's strategy's always been to be behind, to make sure that when they come out with something, that it's going to be better than whatever Xbox or Microsoft pumps out. So Microsoft, or Xbox 360 came out in 2005, PS3 came out in 2006. So I would assume that using that same strategy, Xbox is going to come out sometime in the fall of 2013 and sometime around Christmas, and that the Sony PlayStation 4 will probably be around 2014. It means that then that would mean that the PlayStation 3 only has 2 more years to meet that guy's 10-year plan that he was hoping for, and that's exactly how long PlayStation 2 lasted after PS3 was released. So that is what my opinions on it. I think that's going to be their strategy. I think what you're going to see is that the Microsoft is going to come out with this graphics card that's 6 times more powerful, and then you're going to see Sony come around and make one that's 8 times more powerful than the PS3. So I'm not shocked by any of this news about it. You guys shouldn't be shocked that Sony is taking a seat back, because they've always done that. It's in their history, and I'm excited for both systems. I will own both systems gladly, and I can't wait. But there's the gameplay. That's my little story about the Xbox 720 and the PlayStation 4. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions or comments or concerns with anything I've said, or your opinions, let me know in the section below. But yeah, I didn't do too bad. I think I went 13-12 in this one, right? Yeah. So yeah, there's Liberation in a nutshell. So until next time, the Ziggy saying peace.